Hi, my name is David Leitao, and I'm the chairman of the Department of Classics. Well, I'm sure this is not what you were expecting from graduation. Instead of ceremonies and receptions and parties, you get a video from the department chair. Well, thanks a lot, I can imagine you thinking. But I hope that some of your disappointment is offset by a recognition of what you have accomplished in your time at San Francisco State. You have earned a bachelor's or master's degree or a minor, and in one of the most challenging disciplines at the university. And while some of your friends and family still tease you about what you're going to do, what practical applications there are from a degree in classics, I think your BA or your MA in classics or your minor in classics has never been more relevant than now. Part of it is that classics is and always has been one of the ultimate liberal arts disciplines. You have to study so many different subdisciplines: art, literature, philosophy, religion, language. But it's also that this degree, I think, helps you to think through this unique moment of history in which we find ourselves, and to do so critically. Perhaps the greatest description of a plague from any culture, any time period, has got to be Thucydides' description of the plague that afflicted Athens in 430 BCE. His description of the spread of the disease and the symptoms is riveting, but even more incisive is his diagnosis of the social ills that followed the effects of the plague on Athenian society and Greek society more generally, especially the wave of political turmoil, civil war really, that broke out throughout the Greek city-states over the next couple of years. This is Thucydides on this kind of the social aftermath of the plague. In the various cities, these revolutions were the cause of many calamities, as happens and always will happen while human nature is what it is, though there may be different degrees of savagery. To fit in with the change of events, words too had to change their usual meanings. What used to be thought of as a thoughtless act of aggression was now regarded as the courage one would expect to find in a member of the same political party. To think of the future in wait was merely another way of saying one was a coward. Any idea of moderation was just an attempt to disguise one's own unmanly character. Fanatical enthusiasm was now the mark of a real man, and so on. Words had lost their meaning. People made words mean the opposite of what they had meant before. We find ourselves in a similar moment today, I think. We find this kind of double talk coming from populist leaders in Europe. Think of Hungary and Russia, but also Britain, and even more worrisome from some of our own political leaders, a toxic form of dishonesty that undermines the fabric of our own American society. I don't care about your politics. I don't care about which side of the aisle you find yourself drawn to. What I do care about is that you be involved in whatever political or social movements speak to you. Be involved in the life of your communities, but please do so critically. Be honest and clear. Give words their proper meaning. Avoid doublespeak. Which is to say, be engaged in the only way that someone trained in the classics could. This is now your moment, and you as a graduate with a bachelor's or master's degree in classics, or a minor in classics, are better situated to play your role than most. Good luck, congratulations, and stay safe.